Hello, hello, hello. Hiya, Hazu. How's it going? Alrighty, let me launch the game. Just set up the game capture in advance, so hopefully it just works this time. Boyo! Can't forget the boyo. It's essential. There we go. Yep, game capture's working. Whew, alrighty. Yeah, my life is a mess right now, but it's fine. Everything's fine. How many avenues do you have left to do? Is there a place to see that? I guess that'd be in the codex, right? So what do ones I haven't seen look like? It doesn't say, but I'm at 90%. So I guess I'm almost done on that front. Yeah. And if I have the cheat for unlimited rewind, or unlimited re-extract, I guess I could probably just keep resetting until I get it, right? Theoretically. Alright, let's see, where were we at? You do it on later days to be sure not everything can spawn early on. That makes sense. Well, we're pretty close to the end, aren't we? As far as days that can spawn app knows. Yeah, because we got these slots. Must be past day 42 to do the core suppression. Okay. So we got a few more days of Abno management. Being able to open architecture's 8 spots, that's right. So maybe we get to architecture and then we just keep resetting the week. You can do that, right? So I guess we'll see how it goes. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. Alrighty. Yeah, it's gonna be bad when we get to the boss fights because I haven't actually practiced managing most of these apnos. So if they start melting down, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to be constantly pausing and opening up the stuff. You extract until you get something new every time should be fast enough. Yeah, I guess we'll see. That may be the one mod that I actually try to see if I can get running, even if I disable, or the cheat that I get running even though I disable the other ones. It's just being able to pause. So honestly, that the last boss phase where you couldn't pause anymore was really stressful. Oh yeah, and we got nameless fetus. I forgot about that. Oops. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alrighty. Yeah, what was your gimmick? As well, nearby abnormalities decrease when it's at 0, and when it's crying, you have to sacrifice someone by roulette. Sacrifice someone at random. Horrifying. Just don't want it to get to 0. Yep. So it's much like White Knight in that sense. I mean, imagine having both of them and needing dedicated caretakers. That would be rough. Okay, yeah, we'll just let's do 10 times multiplier on those. Maybe 2 times multiplier on the work speed. That's still really fast. There we go, something like more like that. So that's micromanaging the White Knight. Thankfully, it's still the worst abno though. Yeah. At least White Knight is an Aleph that deserves to be that bad. Nameless fetus is just an HE. Okay. Mountain of Smiling Bodies. Doesn't look particularly smiley. He'll died working with the Abno, the Q counter lowered. Game's a little bit loud. It's always a little bit loud. I just need to start turning down the volume of my headphones ahead of time. go. Oh, of course, they fuse together and gain sentience. Lovely. And one employee entered. Oh, so when an employee that has an injury, like less than full health. Interesting. More result is bad. Q counter lowered. That makes sense. 10 employees die inside the facility. The Q counter will lower. Deaths caused by execution bullets were not recognized. Oof. Of course, if you lose 10 employees, then things are going poorly. Although I guess that would include clerks, right? Dang, so if 10 clerks die, things get messy. That's a pain. 'Cause that'll just happen through regular, pretty easy avenue to deal with if it escapes, but it can snowball very fast because you need dead bodies to heal and get stronger. Makes sense. So that's definitely one you need to keep on top of. Of course, it's an Aleph, so you know that's reasonable. Smiling bodies is escaping. It will show sensitive reactions to corpses during suppression. Ensure that no one dies due to the abnormality. If casualties do happen, keep mountain of smiling bodies away from the dead. Mountain of smiling bodies suppression could not be completed on the previous level. You must be very careful to prevent any death inside the section where mountain of smiling bodies is located. After other entities spawn from Mountain of Smiling Body's main body while escaping, reducing its HP to 0 did not fully suppress it. Mountain of Smiling Bodies will only be quelled by attacking the main body after continuously reducing its HP and defeating the other spawned enemies. So it spawns, adds additional enemies, and you gotta defeat them to lower its durability. Interesting. That sounds like a pain. I was getting 2 more of itself attached to the main body that added the damage it deals. Makes sense. Okay, and it only does instinct or repression work. Interesting. That's a very unique work profile. Gets very hard at that point? Yeah, I can imagine. What? Now if being difficult to suppress? I wouldn't know anything about that. Now if we roll White Knight, I can probably suppress it with cheats. Legitimately, I don't know if I'll ever be that good at this game. It requires a level of micromanagement employee positions that I don't got. Alright, let's see, how many do I need? Oh, right, I need to unlock escape info. Q counter's only 2, okay. So if 20 employees die, then it's triggering. So 222, 120. So that's 444 plus 240. It's like 700 boxes. Okay. We'll be here a little while. And crank up the speed multipliers. Oh, that reminds me, I have a solution for being able to click behind the cheats window, but I haven't actually done it yet. I need to figure that out. I could also probably add a cheat that just increases the speed multiplier on the speed measurement there, on the regular speed up controls. That'd be a decent thing to do. Multiply whatever speed multiplier you pick by a certain number. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, that is a fun design. All the mask-looking faces and then just a big bloody mouth. Classic. They really like big, bloody, toothy mouths in their abnos. I'm noticing a common pattern there. Alright, and then we actually are gonna get a meltdown out of this one. Oh no, whatever shall we do? Endless Mountain of Smiling Bodies is a card that kills everyone except for the character you give it to and makes them stronger depending on how many died. Ah, Ruina. Makes sense. Sacrifice other people to boost that one character. Bum, 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 bum. That reminds me, I still need to add a cheat for this cooldown as well. It's also an Abno on Gebra's floor, which is like the best. Is that sarcasm? Sarcasm? I can't tell. Not at all? Alright. I am very curious to play Ruina. We'll get there eventually. At some point, Gebra can solo most fights with that Abno card. Nice. That makes sense then. And their whole shtick is already that they're super powerful, right? So you just boost them a bunch. On this route, I might actually have to deal with an ordeal. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, actually we just passed the amount we needed. Never mind, I did the math wrong. Cool. So that's another set of Aleph gear done. That's pretty nice. High black resistance. Normal damage against pale. Kelly, the strongest fiction in the city, Gebra isn't as strong but still has a battle experience. Makes sense. Alright, then just fill quota. Well, look at that, no one died. Shocking. Hammer has an AoE effect, oh that's fun. That'll be useful against some ordeals. With my infinite hatred, I give you this gift. Okay. And we're gonna get everyone, so we might as well. Didn't realize I hadn't gotten that one yet. Well, now we have. I don't think it matters at this point, right? Because we need a max out record team to be able to do the overload. And then we'll have all of the days during the extraction team expansion week. So I think it doesn't matter. I think we can just keep expanding records. Yeah. Records week. Yeah, max out record and not be on memory repo day to do the meltdown, yeah. So should be able to do it during the week that we expand the other department. Alrighty. Unknown abnormality. Bum, bum, bum. Abno's portrait is peculiar. What is going on here? That's a lot of blood and organs. It's Santa. Yeah, you got a reindeer-looking thing. Covered in skin patches. And there's something inside that present bag, and is that a bag of organs on its back? Redolta. Such a weird design for an HE. That is, that's something. Very horrifying. It's like, I don't think the cognition filter is really helping my sanity here. This is still horrifying. You got the red nose, though, yeah. It's got Santa's beard. And looks like possibly was supposed to have horns, but they're cut. Horrifying. Redolta of the sleigh. Horrifying. Just the stare. Alright. When the work is normal, Q counter lowered with the probability. Well, is bad. Q counter lowered the high probability. Classic. When the result of the sleigh escaped, the sleigh moved throughout the facility, inflicting white damage to employees near it. That's rude. Oh, I like how it gets increasingly higher. No, it peaks in instinct halfway through. Oh, is that going to be true of all the work types? Is its gimmick that the chances get worse the higher ranked you are? If so, that's interesting. Yeah, except for repression, which just straight up does nothing. That's interesting. Yeah, so he peaks at rank 2 and 3. We got abundant but cheap gear. That's nice to see. Yeah, just that stare. Kind of horrifying. Really good mid-game Abno to train SP. That makes sense. Yeah, because it's higher chance when you're lower rank, so you can use it to grind up there. And it doesn't have the gotcha with instinct, like it just suddenly drops to 0. That is just... that's mean. Cool, cool, cool. Really horrifying. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, I like how we still have a chance at repression, even though it's got 0% on the work track. We're just that good. Yep, 100's just that good, exactly. Benefits of being crazy high stats. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Stemmer's effects were success. I wonder if it's possible to actually have 0% success. That's a good question. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen 0% before when actually attempting to work something. So I assume if you got like low stats. Although it could be rounding down, potentially. Even the mod that adds visible percentages is still rounding it. Sometimes I forget just how much I've modded this game to actually add useful information. Okay, doesn't matter. There we go. No more meltdown. Very mean. Alright, how are we on boxes? There for the armor. Just need a little bit more for the last weapon. Yeah, Christmas! It's Christmas, everyone! So exciting. Nice, all those patches are flesh. Alrighty. And then hit the energy quota, day done. I really should turn off the backer app nose, but here we are. The fact that we're not seeing very many unusual ones is promising. Actually, do we have all the tool abnos? We might. Yeah, because so far that backer one's the only one I'm seeing that we haven't already gotten. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. We're getting there. Angela can be over there having her crisis. Does Angela overload? There's a final boss, I would figure that would be it. Backward clock? Might be. Should do perfect for an AI for that, obviously. Obviously. No perfect AI would ever have a meltdown over not actually being perfect. Okay. I do be backward clock. He's got the mask. Fifth kill use kills if you use a rank 4+. Well, let's see if the invincibility works. $19.2. 1924. Yeah, I think we're fine. Possibly. I guess that was only usage number 4. So the sole reason I beat being out without too many problems. Makes sense. When light turns on, energy is charged for each work done with backwards clock. Nothing happens when employees lower than level 3 attempt to work with it. Yeah, we don't have anyone in our entire roster that's lower than level 3. After all the lights have been turned on, backward clock can be activated. However, backward clock can only be utilized once a day, so please use it wisely. And what does it do? We're about to find out. $19.24. Yeah, but I think Hunter is dead. Plays under level 5 are strictly forbidden from making any contact with backward clock after it has been fully charged. Can you still select Hunter? Yes. So they're not dead, they're just whisked out of existence. Their sprite has been removed, I think, but their unit is still there. And so it doesn't actually say what it does yet. Or leaving is intended, at least. Makes sense. We sent the employee backwards in time, ostensibly. Upward to 2. It says employees under level 5, yeah. Okay. I guess we'll just end the day. Yep, Hunter should still be around. That is the problem with making invincibility in this game. Is there's so many abnos that don't actually only kill the employee, but they also like just straight up delete them or move them away or make them uncontrollable. It's very hard to make them truly immune to all effects, because a lot of abnos just kind of do whatever they want. One of the side effects of backward clock is that it clears Bina's meltdowns and makes her instantly stunned / weakened and all that. Makes sense. That would be a good way to deal with that. Even if this turns out to be a curse, I will love this curse like a blessing. Is it as phase 3 started clearing everything and she just got destroyed? Nice. That's good strategy. I guess I can do that now, if I want to. That is technically now a strategy available to me. So that phase 3 is really what I'm scared of. I can deal with the first 2 phases. It's the, you can no longer pause and you need to go manage a dozen abnos within like a couple seconds. That kind of freaks me out and stresses me out a lot. It's only once a day, so I felt like using it for phase 1 and 2 was a waste. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, with phase 1 and 2, we could deal with just manually doing it with the rabbits. It was phase 3 that I consistently was getting stuck on, if I made it that far. Okay. Alright, and we already have all the abnos in this department, so that was the role for next department. And look at that, Hunter's back again! Alright, so we just need to get to 9 uses, which is not enough to kill this time. Max out all their lore. Day 49, it's a bit harder to just lock her with the rabbits because she can affect extraction, which is where she spawns, and does not happen during her meltdown. Makes sense. Yeah, that would make things a little more difficult. I appreciate that you don't actually have to activate it twice to get all of its encyclopedia data. Only level 5 employees can operate backward clock normally. Backward clock will send all except the operator to the most peaceful time of the day. That's kind of vague. But it makes sense. It clears all the overloads and meltdowns and escaped abnormalities, I assume. On your winning try, you got luck, and she went down architecture where she can't affect the cells since the area is considered a meltdown. Nice. Does that give you an advantage there? Yeah, the combinations are gonna really make things rough. I'm not looking forward to that, but we'll see how it goes. I will give every day at least 1 full try, probably 2. I'm not gonna push through it if I'm having an absolutely miserable time. I'm just gonna warn you in advance. But I do want to see the end of the game, because I am interested in the story. Eh. The wings. Dun da da. Alrighty. So I got the new Abno there. We got a employee, 1 more employee here. Hey Carrick, how's it going? We're streaming on a Friday, which I said is not going to be a thing anymore, but it is this week because I've got 3 social events pretty much back to back across Saturday and Sunday. So I don't think I'm going to have the time or energy to stream on top of that. So Random Friday stream it is. Whew. Yeah, I know, cringe. Unfortunately, they're family related, so I can't just not go. I mean, I could, but I'd be an asshole if I didn't, so, we'll be there. This one has already got out of gear, sure. Eva. You actually don't have max stats. We can fix that while we're here. Presumably. Alrighty. Oh, that's a funky looking one. Some kind of fungus plant with severed limbs hanging off of it. Very cool. Little Prince. Not the Little Prince I know of. Perhaps it is not what we see with our eyes. Oh, it's got a weird force field barrier, miasma, something around it. Interesting. Giant mushroom chunk. It does kind of have backer Abno vibes, but apparently isn't. He had a decrease after 3 non-insight works were performed in a row. Just across the board? Anywhere? Or are they on it? Players who worked with it had a chance to be infected by its spores, send them to work with other abnormalities regularly to counteract complete infection. If you're just on it, that seems a little more reasonable. Are you affected by spores? I don't see any. Man, it do be a giant mushroom chunk. Little bloody hands. The result is bad. Q counter lowered. Angel constantly worked with giant mushroom chunk, showed signs of acute pain in the containment unit. After that, two similar to giant mushroom chunk emerged in their body, and Angel began to transform into giant mushroom chunk 1. The mushroom chunk attracted an employee to its containment unit within its Q counter hit 0. For an employee into the containment unit, the same phenomenon as previously described occurred. Suppressing giant mushroom chunk 1, please pay attention to the spores that are released from its body upon death. The spores will cause sustained mental damage. Employees who panic from the spores may attempt to enter the containment unit, which should be immediately stopped. Okay. So we got another infectious abno. Classic. Let's see if immunity makes them immune to the mushrooms spores. They may not be. Although if they're not immune on a good result, that's unfortunate. So it's not as easy as Naked Nest. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Came from afar, a place we don't know. A piece of a star. Okay, relatively even work type preferences. Good to see. We got 8 times 48, which would be 50 times 8, the Little Prince, and now it has its true name, yep. 400 minus 16. 384. Oh. Rest in peace. So they are not immune. And that is not considered the agent anymore. That is considered a separate abnormality entity that just happens to have the same name, so they're not invulnerable. You're not immune to mushroom. Apparently not. Okay. Okay. So it's unfortunate that was the app abno in the department. That was not the best one to pull first. So even with the Q counter not lowering, you still have to have them alternate abnos. I can finish it tomorrow, but I can also finish it today. We only need one employee to survive. Yeah, procrastination. It reminds me, we need to up those multipliers. Want to get all the gear. Even if we don't end up using some of it. I need to be well equipped. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. And there he goes. Oh, we got halfway there. I like how they just instantly teleport here with the 100 times movement speed. Dun, 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 dun. It's the transmission. Yep. There, now Goku. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Infinite speed, invincible, unlimited power. Again, this is going to trigger an overload. And mountain of smiling bodies. When Goku could reminds it once and never talked about it again? Is that a thing? I didn't actually watch much of Dragon Ball Z. That sounds about right. There were a lot of just, hey, we need someone to have this power for this one episode. Regardless of whether it impacts the wider lore. Oh. There we go. Are we done yet? No, one more. Almost there. Somebody got on site just before, I think, Vegeta's fight. Makes sense. Xavier. Classic. Red Krillins mind to know what was up and never used it again. Yeah, sounds like Dragon Ball Z. Okay, we good now? We're good now, okay. End the day. Technically, no employees died. Technically. Now we got back grab nose. Censored! Classic. I think with unlimited re-extract, we could potentially do a run that is just only Saiyan and Teth abnos. Oops, I missed one. Oh, they're not considered dead because without cheats, uncontrolled employees are dead if not saved before the end of the day. Yep. But what the code does is if they're uncontrolled at the end of the day, it kills them. But they can't be killed. Because this game's code is a bit messy. It's not as bad as I expected, but parts of it are pretty bad. Some things will just tell the employee to die. Some of them will do 9,199 damage or whatever, which in certain circumstances may not actually kill them. That's great. Why did it say I have a YouTube message? That's a lie. I don't have a YouTube message. And some of them just set the employee to be dead regardless of other code. And those are the ones that I can't patch. There's the code. For some reason, Olympus today, there's one of the earliest IDs in the game that soft locks a bunch of fights. Nice. Wonder how that happened. Maybe they accidentally deleted some data that he uses. Not even an ID that has a special gimmick or anything. Maybe they accidentally replaced it with something. Accidentally deleted some of its ability data or something. Tell the kid today's treat is going to be grape flavored candy. It's his favorite. I did miss the new Abno again, yep. Force of habit. Only giving that idea is that he uses bullets and it's not the only one to have it. Yeah, that is weird. Dreaming current? I guess we'll find out. You got a good memory for this. If I started over from scratch, I would probably miss a bunch of Abnos that I've already gotten. Wouldn't recognize them. I like the Abno's design, it makes you uncomfortable. Understandable. Oh, it is day 42. We can technically do the core suppression now. Sure. Why not? But let me go to the main menu and make a save point first. 2025, 06, 13. Cheated. There we go. So we gotta save back up. I think it's kind of a long list. I should probably make that scroll if it doesn't already. I didn't think about what happens if you create dozens of save profiles. Also, if I can complain about Nexus mods for a second, the website. They don't have a system for sending you like email notifications if someone comments on one of your mods. The only way to see if anyone's commented is to log into Nexus mods to check. And like, I don't upload mods all the time where I'd be logging into that website every day. So sometimes I log in to go like a Minecraft, or not Minecraft, Skyrim mods or something. And it's like, oh, someone commented on your Lobotomy Corporation mod 3 months ago. That would have been nice to know. Hokma balls. You were in fact the first on the stream today. I am almost certain you are not the first to ever make that joke. Most likely. But yes, that was the joke that I was going for with the title. Hello Dare, how's it going? Speaking of which, it is time to challenge Hokma, I think. Alright, what cheats do I want on for this one? I'll reset work speed and move speed to 1. That feels reasonable. I'm gonna keep always allow pause on just in case. I think I turn everything else off. Ah, what's going on there? Oops, that's debug code. That's not supposed to be there. I was checking the UI colors so I could replicate them for my custom UI. Alrighty. Now we have to actually gear people up, because we've been completely ignoring that up until this point. Stop breaking your mod live, you can't tell me what to do. Okay, I guess we'll just start assigning rank 5 employees at random. And then we can gear up after the fact. Start with 2 in every department. And we still got 5 extras. Let's put them down low. You can tell me what to do, you just don't have to listen, that's true. You have the right to tell me what to do at any point. Whether I listen or not is a secondary thing. Morty! From hit anime Rick and Morty. Let's see, do I have anyone close to rank 5 that I can just spend points on? I got a lot of points. You have Justice of 2, that's better than most. You also have Justice of 2. Strength and play, that's the one. There we go, 34 points. Two is now lower than basic. That is true, actually. Yeah. I think we can hire an employee that's designed to be rank 1 and everything. I think. Record is going to be empty. That's true. I did forget about that. Yeah, so we may hire some people specifically to have minimal stats. Anomaly with the flow of time itself is detected. Don't like that. Alright. And then we hire one more person up to rank 5 here. Yeah, since you're already strengthened. Casually spending an inordinate amount of lob points. We probably need more employees up on top. Just in general. And we can buy out the rest of our rank 4s, even though they're going to cost a ton of points. That is one thing I can cheat on, so. There we go. Anyone else have better than average? Angelina. Almost at rank 3 and everything. And then one more. Samuel's a classic. We can boost Samuel. Was one of my first employees on previous run. I do like how we see the same names over and over, because that's how the game works. It's so weird seeing one sin we're supposed to be at the top. Because we didn't have White Knight to shuffle everything. Alright, and then we can just throw in rank 3 employees to fill in the gaps. If they die, they die. Could do 2 in Central, actually. Alright, that's probably good enough. We're only 2 employees short. I guess I can hire to fill those out. Anyone want to be immortalized here? I forget how to rename them. There we go. Do we have a Carrick? I got a Sugima. I don't think we have anyone else with a custom name. And Yahazu, would you prefer or not prefer to have an agent named after you? Say not prefer? Cool. This can be Dare. There we go. Oh, do we have to shuffle the whole team to rearrange the order? Cool. We'll do that. There we go, congratulations. Alright, now we got a ton of Vigos to distribute. Alrighty, first off, Aleph Armors. We are deploying everyone, so if they're already on the screen, they're already set. Start with lower layer, everyone needs to have pretty high gear down there. You can't use that? Temperance 5? Yeah, I don't have Temperance 5, I guess not. You do, though. You already had Takapo. No, you totally do. You had the opportunity to get nothing there. At some point you're missing a mimicry, that's true. Because Sugi died. How dare. I guess he only has Temperance 4. No, we can just go ahead and fix that. How could they do that to me? SMH my head, exactly. So rude. There we go. And then you can swap with someone in the upper layers. That would be... and McKenna's? No, you don't qualify. Ah. You guys keep those, that's fine. Good old Paradise Lost. Yep. That is a classic. Okay, we got plenty of WOW gear to distribute. So let's go down the list. You got Zayn, we can fix that. Just wherever works. And it's somewhat of random, so they've got an even distribution of damage reductions. I'm not coordinated enough to make it so that departments have like different strengths and weaknesses. Did we really get everyone in this floor already? I guess so. That was fast. We have a lot more gear than we used to. It's not roasted. I like the Crimson and Cobalt Scar next to each other in the list. That is nice. Yeah. I assume this is probably organized by, like, internal ID, in which case it would make sense that those are together. Did I just replace someone with Aleph gear? I did. Whoops. Oh, well, you know. While we're here. Yoink. As long as all the department heads have good gear. Sorry for Queen of Hatred, Dawn, and Limbus. Oh, that sounds like fun. Alright, everyone's got WW or better gear, it looks like. That's pretty cool. Perks of being late game with most of the Abnos researched. We're only missing a few Aleph gears because we lost them. Back before we were immune to losing them. Alright, now for weapons. Smile. 90% of the roadmap for the rest of the year. The next wall purchase is announced with a darkened image of what is pretty surely Dawn with the Queen of Hatred's gear. Nice. That sounds pretty cool. I haven't played the game at all, but I do really like Dawn. Everything I've seen of them seems like a very interesting character. Most people in the middle layers already have Aleph gear. Excellent. Spores. Hopefully that stuff is good. You just took someone's Exuvier. What are you, a jerk? Is that someone who's already down here? No. Yes. Oh, did I send people to Magic Bullet? I need to not do that. Who did I put on Magic Bullet? Hunter. Yep. What's the worst that could happen? You know, massive amounts of friendly fire is what will most likely happen. Alright, anyone who's got rank 3 in anything can fill in. Hopefully there's no other weapons that I need to avoid. In the name of love and hate. That's right. Oh, that one's the one that does a random damage. I probably want to give someone that one. It's also get the magic bullet suit to go with the weapon. No, I'm good. I'm good. Who do I want to give that to? You can take that instead of Zuvier. You can get the magic staff. The Name of Love and Hate is such a fun weapon. Yeah, that is a really unique gimmick. Alright. Looks like we're set. No one has worse than WW gear. That's exciting. Just like random bullshit go, but you're on the other side of the room because the weapon shoots from way too far. Yeah. Super long range, high damage. By doing random damage types, you can bypass certain resistances over time. Sounds pretty powerful. Okay. I guess it's time. No point in stalling any longer. Alright, big clock head. Okay. Enemies that absorb things, oh that's true. That makes sense. So they can heal from it. I did turn off the cheats, yes. The only one I still have on is allow pause. Which admittedly may defeat the point of this one, but I can do that. Sunday was a 1 and thought he forgot. Nope. That's just the default. Does not let time flow meaninglessly. So the problem with Hokma is that he punishes you for pausing. Makes sense. Okay, do I have any abnos that tick down over time? I don't know if I do. I haven't paid close enough attention. You just spam pause to kill everyone, it's kind of fun. And it is interesting. Well, good thing that initial pause didn't count. Well, that's the only abno with that gimmick? Okay, good. So I can just start working abnos, I guess? I'm so used to there being some really major gimmick with this. I don't know what the gimmick is for this one, though. Also, I don't know what suppression looks like then. Also, yin yang if you wear the tool 1 for too long, that makes sense. Got a really high quota to reach. Yeah, so what do you do? I don't know. Blue star. 3 or lower. More than 6 seconds of work. I should be able to work you with a rank 5 employee. So I think as long as you don't kill the employee, you don't actually escape from bad work results. So I can farm you for quota. Okay. Only Queen of Hatred in there? Oh, yep. Yep. That's where we got the gear. Let's see, we got Dawn of Crimson, Noon of Indigo, Dusk of Green, Midnight of Violet. Okay, that should be interesting. Dawn of Crimson's not too bad. Noon of Indigo, probably fine. Dusk of Green might be scary. There's no way to speed this up because they've disabled time controls. Mr. Clockman. Best way to deal with her is to have someone go in 2 works before the meltdown trigger, just before the work ends. That makes sense. And when a Q meltdown occurred without the death of 3 more employees, you kind of lowered. Yep. Oh, she gets sad in Spain to bring her back up. That's right. And she doesn't have any way of increasing Q counters. It doesn't reset the progress and get a good result like that. Yeah. When she's sad, she does go back up on a good result. Okay. Gotcha. So we'll set to keep an eye on her. Let's see. Smiling Body is probably not great to farm. I also just use execution bullets on 3 clerks. That is true. So does that mean 3 people have to die before the meltdown triggers? Yeah, okay. So I could wait until 1 work result before and then just kill 3 clerks. I don't have that many Aleph, actually. I think it's just those 2. Does he need to do it every meltdown? I got 21 bullets. That's a 7, 8 meltdowns worth? 7. We're getting kind of low on success rate here. Oh, you won't have enough clerks. That's fair. Well, before they've all been killed by the ordeals. You can start off pretty well. He's holding all these chunks of containment unit. Classic. Man, human cognition is weird. Hunter looks so weird with the mask. Slightly spooky. Alright, what else can I farm? White Swan, maybe, if I get a good result. I wonder if the tree forms in the character set are actually happening. And it could be real. We're in a place where the collective unconscious of humanity is manifesting as monsters. Seems reasonable that the same thing can happen. It's kind of like palaces in Persona 5. Yeah, I guess I can just start working some WAWs for quota progress. So it's just a JoJo spinoff. True. They do actually share a lot of stuff. Not quite the same though. But a Persona is kind of like a stand in a lot of ways. Was I gonna murder so loud? Yep. Just a bit. Yep, Q counter change. I miss hatred. You know, like attachment work. Your Teth, calm down. Maybe his Teth gimmick is that he's just really annoying. Alright, we'll be Bad Wolf. Yeah, so don't work Red Riding Hood and then the Wolf. Don't get a bad work results. You can free swallowed employees with instinct work. Cool. So the gimmick is that his head becomes a shell when he escapes. Yeah, I know. I was making a joke. So that is right. I know this would be going a lot faster if I actually like multitask, but you know I'm bad at that. Right. When the good work result was good, you got it lowers. When the work result was neutral, it also lowers. So not you. You go a lot faster even, it would. Spider Bud, no thanks. Old ladies being miserable. As you do. Night of Despair. First employee gets a blessing. Other damages to them is halved, but pale is doubled. And when they panic, they escape the containment unit. I guess that's safe to do. As long as I designate one person to receive the blessing. I've already forgotten what that was like. Only one person get the blessing once, then we'll be able to work her again. That's right. So, that might have... Well, they can't melt down unless this gimmick involves letting everything melt down. So we might be fine. Yep, just get a good result. Easy peasy. Good luck, Sugi. If you fail, I'm demoting you. I didn't realize you had all 3 medical girls in the facility. Yep. Isn't that fun? Best server in Arathos got from Lobotomy Corp. Yeah, could have had a... What? What is the word for that? There's triplets. then quintets for 5. What's the word for 4? I've already forgotten. Quadruplets? Quartet. Quartet. How did I forget quartet? That's what... Yeah, that's the word. I mean, as long as they don't die from the spores, they'd be fine, right? Oh, that one anime with the Isekai protagonist. Yep, the Isekai Quartet, that's right. Yeah, so basically just keep them away from the wolf. Other than that, no one cares. Cool, cool, cool. And we're getting close. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see, you said... Sun going 2 works before the meltdown, trigger just before the work ends. I see. So we can try that. I think I messed up the timing. Potentially. Okay. What's melting down? I don't know what's melting down. Oh. Well, cheers. Okay. You're melting down. It's too hot. Fair enough. So can any department melt down now? Is that the gimmick? If so, that's unfortunate. I didn't die. Didn't die to the well cheers. And she doesn't look depressed. That's promising. Okay. That's the result of the tip you gave me. Yep, that makes sense. So as long as she's currently working when the meltdown ends, then she's fine. Or when the meltdown kicks off. That during the work instead ended with a good, she went back up to fine. That makes sense. And since we'd already gotten most of the work session complete, we had mostly goods already. Guess I can work yin, technically? Yeah. Unfortunate they are right next to each other. That's kind of inevitable. Most of the time. Escape form is incredibly annoying to deal with, so you really don't want that. Yep. No, I don't want any abnos to escape. Odds are I won't be able to deal with them well. Even if I technically can deal with no issues, I might still end up panicking. Rank 5 and everything, right? Yep. Queen of Hatred is awful. Fair enough. Yeah, at least we don't have like some of the really bad ones. Could be worse. I did Bad Wolf again. Very strong, very long range laser attack. Yep, that seems rough. So we did the first meltdown and we're still getting the boss music. Do they have their own boss music? I guess we'll find out. These are vulnerable for the after, but it kills basically anything in front of her. Makes sense. So that's another one where you really have to micromanage if you don't want everyone to die. Queen of Asia teleports around so rabbits don't work. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I get why they play it, but Trumpet playing during all of this is kind of crazy. It's like, it's not that tense yet. We may get there, but it's not yet. Let's own down records, yeah, we need to start moving people around, especially since I won't have time to pause and assign everyone. We need people already preemptively in the hallways, ready to prevent outbreaks. Let's see, can we get 2 employees per hallway, basically? That should be doable. How annoying Hokma is with White Knight. That seems like that would be a little bit frustrating, yeah. Alright. You guys can go, I guess, go reinforce these hallways. And send 2 of you up there. And 3 of you down here. I'll go stand there. This game is fine when it's basically turn-based. It's when it gets real-time that scares me. I'm not good at it. Alright, we got 4 hallways for just 5 people. Now we can probably send some people over to reinforce. I guess we'd ignore the hallway with just the tool lab now. Love Ruin and Limbus because there's no real time in there. Yep, I think that will make me enjoy it more. Most likely. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I can't ignore the Abnos that don't escape. If we got extra people, we can still send them in just because... we'll still need to actually kill all of them. This will give us a head start on that. The clown shouldn't last too long against Aleph and WW gear, so as long as we got people that can shoot, we're probably okay. Heck, sometimes even the clerks can take them out. Okay, that's probably good. Yeah, the clones already don't last long in the early game. We should be in good shape without that. Okay, and here's where the extra people come in. Noon was Indigo, yeah. Until we have a mostly good result on that. That's probably good. Send in the clowns. Don't really need to set up for them at least, yeah. And they don't mess with the Abnos, do they? I don't remember. Yeah, there we go. They don't? Yeah, so we could probably just Death Ball. Ah, but the electricity let them join up. Okay, maybe not then. Maybe we do leave departmental groups. Okay, is that everyone back home? Looks like it. Cool. You can death ball. If they die, they can't group. That's true. We could do multiple smaller death balls, potentially. Just group up in the sides of the departments and then sweep through. And as long as it doesn't screw us up from actually completing the day, I don't care if any employees die. Because we just saw the mod that makes them persist after deaths. And we have the mission upgrades that makes it so we don't lose gear. So intense. Oh, that was a lightning flash. I always love a good storm. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. The stream spontaneously dies. You'll know what happened. There'll be power outage from the storm. Yep, there's the thunder. Man, that was several seconds after. That means I was a ways away. I think we should be fine. The power grid around here is pretty stable. But who knows? You know, stream dying, I don't know if it's your internet, but you've been having some buffer. It doesn't say I've been dropping any frames on my end. I could be lying, but at least it's not dropping it for lag spikes. Yeah. You know, if any department can melt down, that might actually not be that bad. Because most of the abnoses are less scary than the ones in the new departments. So you know, in case you had a problem, yep, good to double check. Dreaming Current is here, yep. So you pulled them but didn't have a chance to investigate them, because we're gonna do the overload right away. It's a reference to drug overdose. That's fun. That really is just classic Project Moon stuff at that point, isn't it? Really serious topics. Now we're at the 2 work items threshold again. We're most of the way to the quota, at least. More than halfway there. I always think that it just goes to the rectangular bar. I always forget about the circular bit at the end. So I think we're closer than we are. The Project Moon games, because they're pretty dark games overall, but they also pretty focus on hope and such. Yeah, that is nice. I think that's really important in games that deal with really heavy themes, is they also have to say, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, there is hope, there are things that will make it better. Otherwise it can get really depressing and gloomy, and that can be hard to deal with. That's the whole point of the Sephiroth meltdowns, yeah. They're having extreme depression spirals, panic attacks, and we've knocked them out of it through working abnormalities. Or in some cases by beating them up. Yeah, they messed up, most of them died horribly, but we made them better. Yeah. Okay, what do we got? Okay, new one. I don't know what the gimmick is. I hope Insight work is fine. We'll find out. And then funeral. I don't think you have a gimmick. Oh, you do. You need Fortitude 3. I don't know if we have any. We do. Let's see if that works. We do finally have the new music. That was nice. I chose poorly. If I chose wrong here, we still have 2 on the Q counter, so if it drops to 1, that's still fine. Oh boy. That was, I mean, we're barely taking any damage, but, not the right work type, I gather. Please don't escape and kill everyone. I know not to do that, I do. Alright, that did lower the Q counter on butterflies. Okay, didn't escape at least. That's good. But that was painful. We got 4 boxes, so what can we learn with 4 boxes? Nothing. You know, the dead butterfly is easy to just blitz. Yeah, unfortunately I can't pause to make that easier, but... Justice 2 or lower lowers the Q counter. Fortitude 4 or higher lowers the Q counter. That's rough. Stack gets hard, but only hits in front. Makes sense. Well, we might hit quota before we need to deal with that. Maybe. Let's get close. Oh, that's right. We also need to get a high enough meltdown. I forgot about how these work. It's been a while. It has been months. I forgot about that. That's fine. Everything's fine. This would probably be easier if I had actually, like, been playing the game legitimately long enough to remember what the gimmicks of all these Abnos are. But a lot of these Abnos I've only read their stuff once and never actually interacted with it. And that was weeks ago. So that ought to be fun. But also, once I get quota, I can just start doing Zayn's over and over. Then we only really need to worry about the ordeals and the meltdowns. Which I guess is probably already the case, but you know. Oh yeah, Screen of Hatred. Yep. You just still need to do that. I think your strategy of doing it right before each meltdown is a pretty good one. And is a good idea. I guess I want to keep an eye out on the smiling bodies when the sweepers show up. That makes sense. We could also potentially send everyone in Central down here and then push outward. That might help. Obviously tear through the clerks. That makes sense. So we really need to keep that department clear. Yeah, in English it's with a K. But it's exactly from the same root word. English just spells things differently because they can. Oh wait, I already have someone with the blessing. Can't do that, I assume. I don't know if we can or not. I think I've already been sending multiple people to work them. You can? Yeah, okay. It's just the first time it triggers the blessing. Yeah. Unlike Plague Doctor, where every time you work with them it has a chance of triggering a blessing. It is absolutely not a problem in any way, shape, or form. No, not at all. Doesn't want to do anything more unless the character panics or dies. Makes sense. Alrighty. Time for another wave of meltdowns. Alright. 4. Is it 6 that we have to get to? Or is it 8? I forget. We should show on screen somewhere. That'd be nice. Up. I might have triggered that too late. Yeah, she finished work too early, I think. Okay, we got, one sin. Sure. And... what else? There wasn't just one, was there? No, there it is. Yang. Okay, Carrick. 10 for Hokma, oh jeez. That's that, and then when they wear it for more than 30 seconds, the Q counter decreases, so go ahead and return it. It says the game shows 10, but it's reaching the start of 11. Oh, geez. So we're gonna have to do the midnight ordeal with no pausing. Most likely. Midnight of Violet. Ugh. And if we screw up, we gotta restart the whole day. Just ignore it and rush through, yeah. Easier said than done. But okay. I don't know if we can stream that long. Doing this at one-time speed. We're already at almost 2 hours into the stream, and we haven't even done the new ordeal yet. It'll get faster. Oh, does it force the faster time frame? Oh no, that's actually worse. Don't tell me that. No. Ugh. Well, everyone's gonna die. It's fine. You didn't say anything. I think you did, but you know. Whew, okay. Faster when you farm Zayan instead. I mean, yeah, that is gonna help. And we're almost there. This last batch should do it. Oh, I thought I was gonna add Z at the end of Zayan. Zaying. I can see that. I wonder if I legitimately have like a heart problem or something that makes it so I can't deal with adrenaline. So it feels like something like that. Like I just get so stressed out by things that other people find fun when they're under pressure. So like roller coasters, I've never been a fan of roller coasters really. Or scary movies, can't do scary movies. Blood pressure too high? I mean, yeah, it might be something like that, honestly. I've done tests and my blood pressure is mostly fine, but I wonder if it's like a heart condition or something, rather than like blood pressure itself. I really need to get a medical checkup. I keep putting it off. Because that involves calling doctor's offices to try to schedule stuff. And that's scary. Okay, cool. So now, other than keeping an eye on Queen of Hatred, I think I can pretty much just start grinding out upper layer abnos. Scorched Girl. Yeah, explodes if you get a bad result, so just don't get a bad result. It's really that simple. What is your threshold? 8 to 12, that probably fine. Old Resolve, right, that's the one where you double or nothing a weapon. Old Lady. It deals continuous white damage. People can't move or do any work. Probably can ignore that one. Lady facing the wall, this one's scary, I remember. Scorched Girl is the only non-Walpurgis Abno that has egos and limits without showing up in any other way in the game. Interesting. So you also just wanted good results. Oh yeah, we can get up to 95%. That's an easy one. And Scorched Girl is a little bit scary. I assume she probably doesn't do enough to kill a rank 5 employee. Do enough damage, but could still be problematic if that goes off. Very easy to leave before she explodes anyway, yeah. It just requires micromanagement. But this thing's kind of long if you see it coming. Makes sense. Oh. You okay there? I mean, no. You're not okay there, but, She does that sometimes, it's fine. Cool. Okay, and this is gonna put us at Indigo noon. We're about to move on to Overload level 6. We'll have 4 more levels to get through. There's a bit of white damage in the department, but at this point it's not a threat. Yeah, it makes sense. Everyone can heal. So my thought process is we split up into 4 teams in the side departments and then just sweep through. I think that sounds like a reasonable plan. And sweep the sweepers, exactly. And then this side is going to need more help, so I'll send one of the central teams over there. The other one join this team. And then we'll send you guys over there, you guys over there. Okay. First actual threat. Whew, okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. I mean, we're at the point where if I'm not careful, an employee could die. And I can't pause to keep double checking every few seconds. Okay, where are they at? Up there? Down there, excellent. Do we have anyone near here? Hey, get back in there. There's that classic lag spikes. Alright, there's one up there. There's one there. Bodies is looking hungry. Who are we missing? These guys. Nope. Where'd he go? Up there. There we go. Okay. I think we've made it. Easy peasy. I've only took a couple bullets. Molten levels back up to 3. Okay. Meltdown level's at 6. I'm gonna get up. Gonna have 3 melting down later. Yeah, don't worry about it, you're fine. No need to panic. I do really wish there was a way to make a save state in the middle of a day, though. Is that a dead clerk or dead employee? I think that's a dead clerk. And no one is listed as dead. Make a mod that lets you do it. Yeah, unfortunately it would be really difficult. The game is not really designed to save much of anything midday. Which is too bad. I got a lot of data that is not easy to extract and save and then restore in place. How you doing? She's looking pretty good. All happy and smiley. Alright, I feel like this run is gonna end with a like an aleph overloading that I don't know how to deal with, and it escapes and kills everyone. That's how this is feeling. If you start panicking too much, feel free to put the invisibility cheat on or something. Alright, I will... I at least want to finish this attempt without cheating. I think that's reasonable. I'm just gonna be stressed out about it, because that's who I am. Is what it is. If I fail this attempt, I may turn on something. Like maybe the pause cheat. So I can still pause the game without damaging stuff. Which I understand kind of defeats the point of the ordeal, maybe. Maybe not that one then. Maybe, I don't know, work speed increase? Something. I was thinking to see if maybe I can just make a slider for like, instead of just making them full on invincible, just reducing damage so I have more time to react when bad things happen. That might be a good balance. Every time you pause, it makes someone immediately die or panic, and increments the number by 1 with each pause. Got it. So you can pause, it just starts rapidly killing people. That'll do it. And yeah, I will not do that. The bad wolf doesn't want to be the bad wolf. But we're forcing him to be. How cruel. You paused twice during your winning try. Yeah, the tricky thing is some of the ordeals are going to be really hard to micromanage if you can't pause and move people around. Am I too late? Nah, just in time. Alright, here we go. We're on increased speed. Just gotta go, 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 go. New music. Match the girl, no problem. Where's the third one? There it is. Queen bee. Go, go, go. Now we're locked into 1.5 times speed. Yep. Come on, come on, come on. Whew, 7 seconds left. Okay. No one died. And now we got new music. It's more intense. Alright, here comes Dusk of Green. It's gonna go up every meltdown now. Oh boy. We're on 7. Gotta get to 11. So we got 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 full waves to do now. Up to 2.5 times, so you don't have enough quote at the end somehow. Jeez. No pressure. No time to react. Imagine if I had White Knight with this. I think it goes higher than what you can manually do. Yep. And it's fun. It's like, normally we don't let employees go this high because it, or managers go this high because it breaks stuff. But, you know, we're overloading, so we can break the rules here. And 70's really as high as it goes there. That's risky. Sure, there's a single admin fight in Ruina that doesn't let you take your time. That's the gimmick of that fight, I would assume. It is a Hokma abno. Makes sense. Yeah, but under certain circumstances, it's fine. It makes sense. It's just stressful. It can be stressful. Okay, so for Dusk of Green, that's the level where it starts adding factories, right? It's the midnight one that has the giant laser, am I remembering correctly? Something has a giant laser. Yeah, so Dusk of Green is the factories. Midnight of Green is the laser. So that should be doable. We don't have to micromanage that on 2 times speed. We just need Death Ball, pretty much. Death Ball, take out the factories. Amount of smiling bodies is probably getting out again, probably. Yeah. We just had to survive this one, and then, like you said, we can probably just rush quota and end the day for Midnight of Violet. So, not everyone needs to survive this, but we do need to survive this. How's Queen of Hatred doing? She's fine. She's fine. Plan on beating Midnight of Violet even without Hokma doing his thing, so yeah, interact as little as you can. Yeah, we'll take all of our employees, throw them in a quarter, and just rush work sessions. Hey, Midnight of Violet. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so let's I don't know where the Again, deal any damage attack anywhere in the facility. Yeah, that is kind of ridiculous. What do we do here? Probably start in Central and then just hunt for any factories that spawn on the lower layer. With everyone in the lower layer, and then all the upper layers can do the same thing starting in information. So the damage in different places, if you go carefully, you can probably cripple it, but it'd be dangerous. Yeah. So doing 2.5 times speed just sounds pretty miserable. Okay. Only finished time without quota. Alright, so two times speed. 2.1, okay. Still way too fast. Alrighty, I send anyone up, it needs to be something that they can do quickly and get back down. I'm gonna have someone work Blue Star since they're here. Maybe also Queen of Hatred. Yeah. I did it backwards, it's fine. Okay, okay, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we dropping, boys? Factory. Take out the factory. Go, 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 go. Where's the factory? Take out the factory. Go, 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 go. Where you guys going? Factory. We're now 1.7 times speed. Oh, there's another one up there. Queen of Hatred's out. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Technically, no one's died yet. I missed a factory up there. Whoops. Hunter's dead. Okay, what else is down here? I can't tell with the desaturation. Up there. I think we got all the factories. I think we're just mopping up now. Something's escaped. And it's smiling bodies, yep. Let's congregate. Okay, there we go, go suppress. It's already got 2. This might be a problem. Okay, we survived. We lost 4 other people. We lost a few people. But are we done? We lost 5 people. Mostly lower ranked employees and Hunter. Hunter was working Blue Star. Rest in peace. Yeah, we finished the ordeal. There's no more trumpet banner. Okay. And we're at Meltdown level 8. So, doing this trigger midnight at level 9. And then we gotta complete all of level 9 and all of level 10 before midnight ordeal wipes us all out. Maybe it's invincible just to get rid of the ordeal. If you're okay with that, I am absolutely okay with that, because yeah, that will probably end the run, this happening this early. If it was happening at level 10, then I could rush. But I think rushing through 2 different levels of ordeal meltdowns would be a little bit ridiculous. Cool. I find that ordeal is the hardest in the game, yeah. So we'll turn it back on after the ordeal. But yeah, 2 full meltdown levels is going to be a little bit difficult to rush through while ignoring the ordeal. Okay. Let's let's just all cluster up for this, why not? Genie is dead. Gabriela and Nicholas are dead. Ramirez is dead. Hunter's dead. Hunter is a bit surprising, but everyone else, not that crazy. Still, if you know what you're doing, but 1.9 and 2.1 speed, you won't have time to react to the attacks, yeah. Like, I'm bad at micromanaging in this game to begin with, and then also throwing in that would be a little bit ridiculous. And we're zooming. Not the worst of micromanaging, and fuck this ordeal in particular. Makes sense. Fair enough. Yeah, you're willing to put up with a lot of stuff, so even if you think it's BS. And I'll take that at face value. Alright, lady facing the wall. And the person I was having work on that is dead. Oops. Alrighty. The pale altar. Does that do pale damage to people? So that's mean. Yeah. Outside of like some very, very specific EO gear, there's not really anything you can do about that. When you attack one of the altars, they defend themselves. Makes sense. You don't want to have a big pale AoE appear on your team? Yeah, I can see how that'd be a little bit problematic. There you go, Orga. Okay, one more work item, and ordeal starts. Actually, I wonder how well did the rabbits do against it? Let's find out. I assume it's somewhat limited in what it can do. They can't die, they won't have any problems. That would help. Oh, it's in the background. That's fun. The god delusion. Hi, big eye guy. But yeah, they rush for that dealt pale damage. Yeah, that's horrifying. Constant pale damage. Yep, that sounds awful. That's gonna do constant black damage, I assume. There we go. Big tentacles don't do damage to the extend from what you remember. I see. The God Delusion. Isn't that like a atheist book? Something like that. All the way down there. How long it takes to kill one with everyone. Yep, and there's 4 of them. Yep, that sounds pretty awful. Like maybe if you very specifically geared up people to negate that particular damage type, and you divided everyone up that way, and you were constantly healing and applying shields and dodging out of the room to avoid damage. That just sounds miserable. Only time you can fully negate is white, yeah. No, you couldn't fully negate it, but you could reduce the damage. Hopefully enough to not just instantly die. Okay, there we go. I don't see what everyone's complaining about. That's a super easy ordeal. No problem at all. No idea if that's the name of the book. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to know necessarily, but it sounds familiar. I may be thinking of something else, though. So the screen just gradually gets more and more desaturated, so I can't see the colors anymore. Okay, so now everyone's back home. I can turn off invincibility. And we can try to finish off the rest of this day legitimately. I'd say it should be easy from here, but that would be jinxing it most likely. God Delusion is a 2006 book by British evolutionary biologist and ethologist Richard Dawkins. That's the one I'm thinking of, yeah. So I was right. It's supposed to be a book that deconstructs the need for religion, basically. So that's an interesting... If that is an intentional reference, that's an interesting theme to invoke for what certainly looks like some kind of eldritch being. You know, lady's not too bad if you don't let it accumulate all the way. Always been a bunch of literary references in Project Moon games, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the reference. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a very controversial book. Because some atheists think that it basically disproves the need for organized religion. Which, of course, everyone who's in organized religion thinks is absurd. So, very controversial. Kind of like... often used people's first introduction to, oh shoot, I messed up. First introduction to atheism. That's true, a lot of people did die this time. That's a good point. Okay, blue star. That's not a high success rate, but go for it. No one lower layers, Queen Bee can do. Upper layers, Scorch Girl can do. We're now 1.9 times speed. Okay, I'm missing one. Where's the last one? Oh. That would be the one. Hi, helper. Not an issue at that point unless he creates enough bodies. Oh, that's Little Red. Whoops. Don't suppress Little Red. Nope, cancel. That. Okay. Cool. Did it go back? It did, okay. Did lose a bit of quota. That's easy enough to fix, though. Lovely little bit of panic. No one actually died there, that's good. I was definitely panicking there. Oh, there's enough clerks left. That might be true, actually. Sorry to escape twice. We're close. We're close to the end. Let me work on things that actually boost quota, though. Creepy music. If you want another Horrors of Day 49, Hokma plus Bina. Yeah. That. I'm not even sure if I really want to try on that one. Bina was bad enough. Solo. That might be one that I'm just like... I'm just gonna do it. Okay, we're back up to quota. I might just straight up cheat on the Bina days. I'm not sure if I'm want to do that. This entire reason you don't want to play the entire game again. Yeah, that would do it. Like, not only is that not fun, that is just actively masochistic. I guess sadistic on the game's part. Good point of that day is that you can pause in phase 3, just triggers Hokma. Which, still not ideal. It's also not there right at the start. So you get a little bit of a break. Still, sounds... yeah, that sounds pretty wild. Doable, but incredibly painful. We move forward in spite of everything. Yep. Alright, 5 dead. You can do either of their objectives at the end of the day. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier, at least. If you can just clear Bina. That's a little bit easier. Okay. It took 95 minutes. Sounds about right. An hour and a half, not counting pauses or prep. Whew, okay. I'm just choosing an Avno like a regular day. Oh, I missed one. I missed one again. Pretty is Chesed and Gebra, but at least they're nice enough to adjust the power stop when the level Gebra shows up. Oh, if it's just one after another, that's not too bad then, yeah. Doing both simultaneously would be a little bit... Ouch. Don't look away, just keep your eyes on it, contain it in your sight. Is this the opposite of Schadenfreude? Oh shoot, I shouldn't have skipped that. I haven't seen this text yet. Stop. My apologies, I wasn't thinking. Look at it from the menu. That's true, I can do that. Let's do it here. She's nothing like her. She's nothing at all like Carmen. Do you realize this? The ones who were with us at the beginning are nowhere to be found among the people who remain here now. They are all gone. Because the monitoring of the eye couldn't even give a proper burial to Kelly and Daniel. If you watch any cutscene from there, it would be easier since you have the images and stuff. That makes sense. Yeah, okay, we'll do that then. 90% germination of the seed of light. Almost there. Wish you hear an answer from me. I already made my conclusion. Turns out you were much more independent than I thought. Guess my assistance not necessary in your journey after all. Therefore, you should not be seeking an answer from me after all, anymore. I can clearly see the door, it appears. So what do you think will be waiting for you behind that door? I think this is the one I've seen already. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, the story system basically doesn't tie into the rest of the game at all, so they can't just replay any cutscenes at any point. Congrats on beating him mostly legit. I don't know, I skipped the midnight ordeal. I think that is not... That's enough to disqualify, but I did do it the rest of the day. That's something. Maximum limit upon all employee statistics elevated to 130. If it was a different ordeal, I maybe would have tried it. Well, and even you're like, this is BS. You would have reset if you saw the midnight, so really it's fine. That's fair. Contracting a new employee, the stats can now be fortified to 130. So now we can get the EX stats, not just rank 5. Nice. And when we gear them up. And the department in which the suppression took place will no longer be influenced by Q meltdowns. Excellent. Every department is now immune. Glorious. Until we get to architecture, I guess. That's not immune. Okay, and yeah, no one's permanently dead. Hunter's still here. Hunter still has their gear. Excellent, excellent. Consider Midnight Avowed to be absolute BS. Fair enough. Architecture is technically permanent immune since under constant meltdown. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Oh yeah, look, when we get straight up, go to EX. That costs a lot of points. 80 points for full gear. Alright, the menu to restore. Yeah, let me just hire new employees real quick before I forget. And then we'll go back and do that, and then we'll end the stream there. So we can end the stream on the cutscene. Mason, Johnson, Michaela, Tatiana, there we go, and Ruby. Cool, cool, welcome in. And then we've got, yeah, one more slot over there in extraction. There we go, Olive. All the new employees are down here, so it should be easy enough to outfit. Why are we missing weapons? Oh well. And we should have every prerequisite now. Twilight in Paradise Lost intended to be Captain 1. That's, yeah. Well, you know. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. think we have just barely enough gear. Yeah, for everyone to have WAW weapons and armor. Armor at least. I think we have extra weapons. Probably. There we go. Entire Twilight Gear is the reward for beating Apocalypse Bird, and the Paradise Lost weapon is for beating White Knight without using one sin. That's right. That's fun that we got multiple. How does it get rid of Twilight? You know, movie magic. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to start the day to save our deployment configuration, then return to the main menu. There we go. And I can re-enable all the cheats again for next time now. Alright, and then story. That's the one. Oh yeah, we've seen this one. Already made my conclusion. Sephiroth dialogues, that's the one. Hokma 6. Never actually opened this menu before. And we haven't seen any of the endings. Like how you can see it starts accessible and they disable it a frame later, so that it fades out immediately. Yeah, it is a cool menu. I do like their menu aesthetic. I wish the text was larger pretty much everywhere. Like imagine trying to play this on like a Switch handheld. You just couldn't. And like the game, there's no mechanics that you couldn't theoretically do on like an iPad. Like everything is driven through icons and mouse clicks. There's no right clicking on anything really either. So theoretically you could play this on a tablet, and I think there's even code for handling like touchpad movement and stuff. But I don't think the UI would actually be usable on a tablet. It's too small. It's compatible with Steam Deck if you want to try. I know I won't. Yeah, no, I'm not actually gonna try. I feel like with work you could probably redo a lot of the UI to make it work on a tablet and have Lobotomy Corporation on an iPad. I feel like from a technical standpoint it's possible. But you definitely have to rework the UI. She's nothing like her. She's nothing at all like Carmen. Yeah, that's when they created Angela, that makes sense. Do you realize this? The ones who were with us at the beginning are nowhere to be found among the people who remain here now. They are all gone. Because of the monitoring of the eye, we couldn't even give a proper burial to Callie and Daniel. This place here is all we have left. Are you nervous right now? I wish to be your shadow, forever behind you, even if I am not good enough. May we be together and fade away together. The weak and fragile chick that has just pecked its life out of an egg cannot hope to stand against this world. I deemed you to be that chick, one that is too fragile to endure all of this. I have never known where it was you wanted to fly to, since you never told me. I know what they did with Callie's prototype mimicry, because if anyone picked it up, they probably went insane. I mean, going insane isn't necessarily a problem in Lobotomy Corporation. They'll just lock you up in your own isolation room somewhere. I was always nothing more than your student who needed your teachings. You're always so frugal with words. Could have no idea what you exactly attempted to achieve by creating this prison. The process of creation was too harsh. I could not help but run away. In this case it is because of me mimicry to control them and corrode them into itself. Yeah, okay, that might be a little bit of a problem. Still, maybe they can like pick it up with a robot or something and carry it into a isolation chamber. Or I How do they call it in the game? Containment units. In code, the containment units are called isolation rooms. Ego is much more dangerous than the game lets it seem. I believe it. They're kind of, I mean, the whole shtick, though, is extracting ego and forcing it to be useful. Uncontrolled ego is probably a lot more risky. Kali's armors her own ego, which awakened in response to mimicry trying to corrode her. Makes sense. Yeah, because anyone can produce ego if they're under the right stresses. Could have run far enough that I would never see you again, but I did not. Hey Lowell, how's it going? We defeated the boss fight that forced us to reset all the way to day 1 previously, so we're caught up to where we were before the day 1 reset. So that's exciting. We are very close to the end of the game. We just have a massive boss rush to deal with from here. Yeah, so you have to do these side missions with the core suppressions of the people. And we mistimed it so that we didn't have enough days left to do the last one. And there was no way to get it done within the days we had available. So we ended up having to reset all the way to day 1. We kept all of the research we'd done already and all the gear we'd unlocked, but we did have to go all the way back to day 1. Understood? Yeah. Although watching the stuff for the logs from the menu shows the day as question mark. Yep. Because they don't keep track of what day you unlocked the dialogues. I just said everything right and I was caught. Since then, the iron hands that govern me have stopped permanently. In fact, I vaguely knew that the end was nearing. However, I was simply too afraid to face the final outcome. Instead, chose to stay here forever and ever. Said it before and I'll say it again, but this is technically a roguelike. Yep. Technically, you can keep resetting weeks to get different or better abnos. And farm their gear. I'd say it's more roguelite, though, since you carry over a lot of stuff between resets still. Even if you lose your employee stats. But yeah, it definitely has some roguelike elements. I may have been verbose with my reasons for attempting to stop you, but to be truthful, I did not want to part with you yet again. That was my biggest motivation. Nevertheless, I should support your decision. Guess the reset isn't totally 0, yeah. It just does mean we gotta play through all the games again, and with how slow I play, that takes a long time. Well, you to think I understand the difference between roguelike and roguelite? Yeah. And roguelike is already a term for not exactly rogue, but rogue, like the game Rogue, which almost no roguelike actually is anymore. They're very vague terms. Unless I shall support your decision. I have always blindly followed behind you and stayed by your side, remember? May we embrace glory together, for back then we could not. I do like how most of them are just very generic boxes, and Hokma still has all these decorations on them. Grant the proper end to those locked up here, and to yourself. Yep, there we go. 90% germination of the seed of light. That seems important. And we're at 94% abnormality completion. And I think we have all the tool abnos, so it's just a few more standard ones. You already talked to Hokma earlier in the game? I think I've long forgotten, to be perfectly honest. Downside of playing this game over the course of months instead of days. Kind of shown at some point in the story, but he was B. That's right. I do remember B. That makes sense. Yeah. We were A, and he was B. Our second in command... I don't know if actually second in command. Hokma's real name Benjamin. Right. I think they did mention that somewhere. Our shadow. Cool. Let's see. I can go for like 20 more minutes. Maybe we just rush through the last few days with cheats, and then once we get to all the departments maxed out, then we end the stream. I can probably get away with that. Kind of like gets killed by Angela after trying to warn you and put into a robot. Yeah, that's rough. Well, you put everyone in a robot, so you know. That's just what we do here. Throwing our friends into robots is just the average day at Lobotomy Corporation. That one wasn't us. Well, you know. We've inspired other people to do it too, obviously. Pacific Rim theme plays. Exactly. There we go. Not that cool of a robot, I don't think. Oh, hello. You have a lot of eyes. Very cool. Dreaming Current and Burrowing Heaven. The Dreaming Current works opposite to Schadenfreude. That's what I thought, based on the description. It was like, whatever you do, don't let it out of your sight. And I'm like, oh no. It's gonna be one of those, isn't it? Alright, what work type was I supposed to use? Actually, Instinct was still the highest. I was just unlucky. Dang. I don't even know who I sent. Anything but Insight, yep. Or maybe I did pick Insight, maybe that was the issue. I thought I picked Instinct, because that's usually my go-to, but maybe I picked Insight. I don't remember. Play Mirabelle Panic during work, he counter lowered. Play with Temperance level 1, finish their work, he counter lowered. Who's gotta have Temperance level 1 still? Pretty sure on Insight that would make sense. Pools of liquid that perfused certain sections of the facility while the Dreaming Current escaped drastically inhibited the movement of employees and dealt red damage over time. However, the employees' SP healed over time. That's an interesting gimmick. Think it showed up pretty early? That's true. I guess you could get it as one of your first WOWs. Does everyone wish for it? The Dreaming Current can live here forever. So when it escapes, it creates toxic puddles and slow people down. Ecstasy. And we're gonna need a lot of boxes for this. Start working. You can get Aleph in the last week of the upper floor. That sounds about right. Alright, we can start doing these simultaneously. So I don't know anything about you, but we'll keep an eye on you. The Burrowing Heaven. Work of the Burrowing Heaven must be done while the manager has containment unit in sight. I see a really cool design derived from Dream Current. Go check Dream Devouring Salt Current. Alright. You hate Instinct work. Good thing I'm cheating. Attachment and repression work. Can do. Let's see. Well, you need health anyway. I'll just keep doing that. Bum, 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 bum. 10% chance of success. Doesn't matter. Instead of drugs, that one is inspired by obsessions in general. That makes sense. Along the same lines, though. In our process, when the containment unit went out of the camera's sight, the Q counter lowered. So if you just look away at all while you're working on it, the Q counter lowers. And while it was still on monitor, the Q counter continued to lower. Yep. Fun. Our result is normal and good. The Q counter increased. Could be increased up to 3 levels at a time depending on the work result. Do not stop looking at the abnormality while its suppression is in progress. Yeah, that tracks. Okay. So whatever you do, don't look away. Looking away is very bad. Meltdown? What can melt down? I don't think anything can. Burrowing heaven is very dangerous if it escapes and you don't look. This is why I wish we got messages for when Abnos escaped, because that would be nice to know. They still show up to show that you went up a level. That makes sense. I've forgotten that. Alright, you've reached 130 in health, so now we can switch it up. Set your prudence up. Do you get messages if you're not in a core meltdown? I guess Angela will tell you. But it'd be nice to see it in the chat. So I pay more attention to that one. Angela messages kind of disappear quickly. And a few more work sessions for that one. So there's a 0% chance there. Granted, I've got a minus 28. Oh, we're about to trigger an ordeal. It's been a little while. I don't think that's a problem, though. Alright, done working Dreaming Current. Yep. And we still need a few more work sessions of Burrowing Heaven. It's fine. Who cares about ordeals? The clerks will get it. Clerks are invulnerable, so they'll kill them eventually. Yep, see, no problem. Would you still love me if I was the perfect food? Probably. Alright, almost there. And that's it. Nice. And how are we on stats? Even rigging that up. Nice, we just got enough to hit 130 on that stat as well. Perfect timing. Okay, and then we just need to hit quota. Wow, would you look at that? We've hit quota. So good at this game. Yep, I know. Amazing, right? Surely beat day 49 first try without cheats. Surely. I mean, with cheats, I absolutely can. Without cheats, I don't even know if I'm physically incapable of doing so. Alright, this is a tool. We already got all the tools. Oh, like the competing quickly, there's a chance you have everything now. Yeah, we should check that. Let's see, which of these is going to be least punishing? In a normal Abnos, I was seeing basically only Burrowing Heaven. Yeah, that might be it. Portrait is fine, that's true. Scenario is reaching an end soon. Just do as you've done before. The energy you've collected will not be supplied to the outside. That's right. Seeing this one. One more expansion level. I think we might be missing one. Well, let's find out. So I think each abno is worth about 2%. Codex. Yep, 97% abnormality completion. Almost there. So assuming we keep re-rolling, we should absolutely be able to get them all, I would assume. And this is a skippable day. Last week it was 2 per day, so it should be fine. Yeah, and I can leave that cheat on for infinite re-extracts. That's not gonna break the game. Can't think of who I'm missing though. I guess we'll find out. Alright. Quota filled. All abnos researched. Any chance that old abno you didn't get to observation 4 for some reason? It's possible. I guess we could check in the menu. Time is upon you. It's time to complete the final piece of the puzzle you've been missing. You have the best of luck on the last leg of your journey. Saying something like, I hope you'll finally be happy, or that some of the leftover pain can be relieved now, have long become empty words. There are several more things I would like to say, but let me sum them up into one sentence. I wish you success, this time. I enjoyed being with you for not only these 45 days, but also the moments you don't remember. Well, there is just one last Sephira you need to meet. He holds in his hands a warmth that looks so comforting, but he can shatter people's hearts like they're nothing. Bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum. Ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum. I feel like I was generally pretty good about maxing out the observation data. Maybe someone really early on I didn't. Like on the first playthrough. Yep, no new abnormalities this time. Yeah, it's just a regular day. No missions to complete. Feels weird. Day 45 passes without incident. Alright, let's see. White Knight, totally. Hi, White Knight. Now let's not pull that one. My worst gacha luck. Imagine if this was like an actual gacha, where you were like pulling for abnos, but then you're still stuck with them. You still have to have them to your facility for the rest of time now. So not like every day you gotta log in every 8 hours to work White Knight, or else your entire account dies. That would be so miserable. But it shows 97% because of the backer abno. It's possible. We'll see if we see another one. And I mean, if it comes down to it, we'll just do the backer apnos too. We got time. Oh, I see the same two ones, yeah. Yeah, DO4-108 and DO1-110. We'll give it a few more cycles. Oh, here's a new one. Many hands float in the bath. They are the hands of the people I once loved. Oh. You can pull a second one, but the music stopped, and it's darker. Oh, there was a new one there. I missed it. Never got bloodbath? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's on purpose. I may have broken something with a code. That's possible. I'd say I'm going to check the logs, but in all honesty, I'll probably forget. So we were missing 2. Well, that's another Abno like Snow Queen that has game lore hidden in its own lore. That's fun. Yeah, we haven't gotten it yet. Those people who are actively reading through all the lore, as they probably should. I see why it could take a long time to finish this legitimately. We only get 2 attempts at each pull. Just gotta keep resetting the week over and over and over again. Here we go. Wait, we just pulled this one, didn't we? Hands float in the bath. They are the hands of the people I once loved. Did we just get 2 bloodbaths? I mean, it's possible. Maybe I broke it. We might have 2 bloodbaths. Let's find out. If that breaks the save file, that'll be very unfortunate. A long time has passed since my loved ones left with their broken bodies and hearts. We finally met after taking such a long detour. Now, the game does allow it, oddly enough. Sent you a letter one day. That old, strange letter that had the same name for sender and recipient. Told you that we would meet soon. Why do you hesitate? Please, come with your mind at ease. Like this gentleman that I won't name. Yeah. I wonder who it could be. This environment satisfies you. Try your best to recreate our office. You need at least one place in life to feel comfortable, don't you? If I speculate, you feel that this place is a bit more serene than you might remember, so to say. It's probably the friendliest face you'll see before the end. Yeah, it seems that way. There are many reasons for that. It is a reflection of your heart, after all. The emptiness in your mind must be what makes this place so void. We aren't particularly fond of untidiness, but there she was, always making a mess out of an organized room. I know I have read this before, but since we're doing this as the intro to this section of the game, I want to revisit it so I remember. Yeah, I got nice calm music. The room looks very homey. And, you know, you got nice browns and earthy tones instead of cold metal. Calm before the storm, exactly. There were times when we were used to such messiness, giving up on cleaning the room. Sadly, our hearts couldn't bear to recreate such a moment. I'm sure that now you know. The space changes to the rhythm of your heart. So like how it's fine, you need to restart, we have all the time in the world. Yep. He knows how this works. He's been here before. This office is born from your heart, siphoned up from your deepest subconsciousness. Yes, many parts of this facility were extracted and created from our minds. How did you think building such enormous underground structures in such a short period of time was possible? We needed multiple extractions until we finally solidified amorphous images into something tangible. We repeated it so many times until the memories were blurred and emotions were dulled, to a point where even the original sin was forgotten. Yes, there truly were countless repeats. Must have been roughly 10 years outside, while this entire facility has been trapped in the cycle for the length of 10,000 years. This eternity is fascinating. All humans are given only one life to live. Divinity Original Sin, that's the one. I'm assuming that's not the reference they're making. Future comes to us like the relentless waves of the sea. We cannot go against them. We are merely pushed back. Time track's technology could only reverse time in a very limited area. This tech was used for trivial things, such as granting an infinite amount of death to a condemned man, or to show those whose days are numbered their happiest moments. However, when combined with our energy tech, this small technology could bloom into something bigger. We invested in them without hesitation, even though they required a massive amount of funding and energy. So Time Track's second invention came to life. Time could be reversed infinitely, we could reach the sky that seemed unreachable. Fortunately, breaking an absolute law of nature cost us a lot. Time Track T Corp is an awful place to live in if you're not rich. Aren't most places awful places to live in if you're not rich in this universe? But no, that tracks. Well, we could rewind time infinitely and always left some form of distortion. Perhaps because this technology still has not been perfected. The man could keep their sanity intact in this place. But here you are. You've reached this point, even though you limped and groveled along the way. Of course, it wouldn't have been possible if not for Angela, but it is a Herculean achievement that you went through that journey. Please, let your body and mind rest, if just for a brief moment. You must be exhausted. Path after this will be brutal. Extremely brutal. Us. We whom you'll meet again will also be brutal. Hey, we'll not let you pass as simply as I do. T-Corp works as you pay with time. The richest can have 40 hours a day, while the poorest will have 4 and spend all of it working. Makes sense. That's rough. So if you spend enough money, you can just have as much leisurely hours as you want in a day, up to 40. And the poor have to spend all 4 days of their day working. That sounds brutal. Not a figure of speech. No, I understand what you mean. Yep. That is fun. I do like sci-fi concepts like that. You do something weird with it. Once more hours available appear as if moving and fast forward. Can you imagine working and you're just slow-mo smeared across time? The entire day passes in 4 hours. Meanwhile, you see the calendar days ticking by on your calendar. The years are going and they don't stop coming. All that. Any chance you think you're not ready yet, it's okay to go back to the first act. If you made it here once after such a long, hard time, surely come here again, no matter how long it takes. I don't know, I feel like I might get bored of the game after a certain point. But we're here now. We're ready. As ready as we can be. You literally have all the time in the world. There's no need to hurry. Just keep in mind that the situation will be much different if you move forward from here. You'll be given harsh trials and faded, saturated questions we could not answer. We here and we not leaving. Exactly. And I'm sure you already know this. You can reverse time, but you cannot reverse the tale. Architecture team. We'll see how that goes. Alright, I'm not doing another day today, but we're at a stopping point. Proving oneself. Suppress the Midnight of White plus meet energy quota. Okay. Fun, fun, fun. Day 46 is nice and easy. I guess we'll find out next time. Light ordeals are ones you haven't seen yet, and then I'll let you discover. Alrighty. Only show up in the last day. Makes sense. Guess we'll see how it goes. Last week. That makes sense. Yeah. Alright. Is anyone still alive at this hour? It is pretty late. Raider, I guess. I don't have anyone else in the list. Not good. Thank you all for being here. I know it's late and off stream cycle, and yeah, I'm tired too. And I'm not in a weird time zone. Well, not a weird time zone. Every time zone is normal. It's late for me in American time zone, so it must be significantly later for the rest of you. Or not in American time zones. There we go. That's what I meant to say effectively. Alright. Sorry you didn't get to see much of the actual gameplay, lol, but I really appreciate you stopping by. Much appreciated. And Yahazu, of course. Thanks for being here. And Dare, if you're still lurking, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. More than likely no stream this weekend. So this will be the only one for the next week. But hopefully we'll be doing a Saturday and Sunday stream next weekend. Fingers crossed that will be the standard stream schedule going forward. I just may occasionally have to shuffle when I've got a lot of events planned around the weekend like this. I had 2 back-to-back family events tomorrow and then another family event on Sunday. A different side of the family though. So, yeah. Oh, Carrick. Can't forget Carrick. Thank you so much for being here, Carrick. I will see you all next time.